Hello all, my name is Krish Naik and welcome to my YouTube channel. So guys, today in this particular video, we are going to discuss what all steps we actually perform in what kind of order to complete the feature engineering process. Now in a data science project guys, if I just consider feature engineering, it takes somewhere around 30% of the entire project time, right? 30%. So it is very, very huge. And there are many people who have asked me questions like, Krish, what is the exact order? See, after I get the data, the raw data, what should I first do? And if you remember, in the life cycle of a data science project, the first module that actually comes is feature engineering, and then after that feature selection, then you have model creation, then you have model deployment, then you have hyperparameter tuning. Before model deployment you have hyperparameter tuning, then you also have incremental learning, and there are many more steps as such. But the most important, the crux, the backbone of the entire data science project is feature engineering, because you will be cleaning the data, you will be doing a lot of steps. So let me talk about every step that you may be performing in feature engineering step by step. Okay, so the first step that I want to discuss about is, I'm just going to write it down. The step one is basically EDA. Now EDA is nothing but exploratory data analysis. Exploratory data analysis. Now this is a very important thing, and remember guys, in my YouTube channel I have created dedicated playlist on feature engineering, on EDA, everything. So I'll also be giving those entire link at the last. Okay, so first step one is basically EDA, that is exploratory data analysis. Now you may be thinking, okay fine, exploratory data analysis, is it only about data analysis? No, there are many steps that we actually perform in this. So let me write it down one by one. In EDA, as soon as we get the raw data, okay, as soon as we get the raw data, because the entire feature engineering is actually done on the raw data itself, right? So as soon as we get the raw data, what do? We start doing the analysis. Now what kind of analysis we do? First of all, I'll just give you one example. First of all, what I actually follow, as soon as I get the data, I basically see that how many numerical features may be there. Okay, how many numerical features may be there. All right, then I may go up with how many categorical or discrete categorical features may be there. Categorical features, I may try to see this. Numerical features, I'll try to define or draw different diagrams, like histogram, right, like PDF function, right? And obviously all these things, you can use libraries like Seaborn, right? I hope everybody is familiar with Seaborn. We use Seaborn. You can also use Matplotlib to see all this kind of diagrams, right? And then in the category features, you'll try to analyze the category features, like how many category features may be there. In those features, how many categories may be there? Is there multiple categories? See, all this observation is actually necessary. All this observation is basically very much necessary. Okay, now coming to the third step that I will definitely follow. I'll just try to see whether there is any missing values. I will just try to clearly draw visual, or I'll just say I'll try to visualize all these graphs. Visualize all these graphs, with the help of missing values also. If there is any missing values, I'll try to see. Probably I may go with my fourth step. I'll try to see whether there are outliers. And how do you draw an outlier? Simple, box plot, right? Box plot. I'll go with box plot. I'll try to see whether there is any outliers. Now these observations are very much necessary, because whatever diagrams you are actually drawing, this all needs to be sent to your manager, to your analytics manager, because that is what you have done in the EDA, right? And this is just the first step in the entire feature engineering. And trust me, there are many more steps which I will be telling you in just a while, right? Outliers, missing values, category features, numerical features, and there are 3 to 4 different types of handling missing values. Missing values will be because of different reasons, and based on that you have to act accordingly, right? So you have outliers. Probably you'll try to see whether the raw data needs cleaning also or not, right? So this is also a very important step. The raw data may have many information in just one feature, and out of that, if you require all those information or not, right? But again, understand the main step over here, what we are trying to do, we are trying to convert the raw data into useful data, so that our ML algorithms will be able to ingest them properly, for giving amazing predictions, right? So in the EDA part, we see all these things, right? Now let's come to the second step. Very simple. Now in the second step, what I always do is that I start handling the missing values. Very important. There are various ways of handling the missing values. You may be saying, okay, Krish, we may use mean, median, mode, right? All these things, right? Not only this, guys, not only mean, median, mode. I'll try to analyze those features. I'll try to see whether there is an outlier in that particular feature. This three, just some of the 3 steps. And we have a lot of various modes, a lot of various ways to handle the missing values, right? Mean, median, mode are one of them. I may replace some of the features by considering some different techniques also, and the entire details is mentioned in my feature engineering playlist. Again, feature engineering playlist. I may analyze it. I may create a lot of box plots to see, okay, if I'm utilizing IQR in removing, if you remember, there is a formula with respect to IQR also to remove the outliers. And after handling the outliers, what I'll do, I'll try to handle the missing values by median. In short, if you don't want the impact of the outliers, you can directly use median or mode, right? So this is basically about the second step. The third step, what I do is that, step 3. So in the step 3, what I can actually do is that handling imbalanced data set. This is also a very important step, because not all the machine learning algorithms works well with an imbalanced data set, right? You may get a very bad accuracy, and you may be thinking that, okay, you have got an amazing accuracy, but because of the imbalanced data set, you may get a very bad one, right? Now the fourth one that I would like to do is that treating the outliers, right? This is also very much important step. Okay, there are 2 to 3 ways to handle the outliers also, which you should definitely explore. I'm just telling you step by step. Whatever I do, I'll basically use this. And before all the one more step that I can actually do is scaling the data, right? Scaling the data in the same scale. We use different process like standardization, right? Standardization, normalization, right? All these techniques we actually used in feature engineering, right? Coming to the 6th step, this is very much important. That is converting your categorical features, converting the categorical features into numerical features, right? This is the most important step. Numerical features. One example I'll tell you. Suppose you have an example like pin code. In pin code you have different values, right? And here you have so many features, so many unique categories. So what technique you may probably use in order to convert this categorical features into numerical features, and probably you have to actually use this, right? Now coming to the next step, let's see all these things. By this, all these things, what we are actually doing. See, if I go from step 1 to EDA, step 2 handling the missing values, handling imbalanced data set, treating the outliers, scaling the data, scaling down the data, just write it, scaling down the data, right? And then converting the category features into numerical features. Once I perform all these steps, what I think is that yes, feature engineering is about 90% completed. And don't think that you'll just be able to do this in 1 day or 2 days. If you have a small data set, obviously I'll say that you'll be able to do it in 3 to 4 hours. But understand, I've worked with data set where you have 1 million records, right? And for doing all these things, it takes time, right? Always make sure that you follow this process. You always remember these steps. Okay, this is very much important. Let me just check out if I've missed any scaling down, category for outlier treatment. Everything is mentioned over here very clearly. Okay, so these are most of the steps that we do in the feature engineering. And till here, right, from here to here, so what has happened now? See, why feature engineering is important, let me talk about it. The raw data, in this raw data you'll have so many problems you'll be having, right? It'll probably be the JSON format, probably it may be not having proper features, it may be not in the proper format, you know, there may be many things, right? This raw data, after this entire process of feature engineering, you will be having this clean data, and this clean data will now be given to your ML models for the further training purpose. Now when you have the clean data and you're giving your model to for the training purpose, obviously your model is going to give you better results. There is one more step after feature engineering, which is called as feature selection. Feature selection is pretty much simple, guys. In feature selection, what we do, we select only those features that are important. Now let me tell you that if there are 1,000 features in your data set, right, and out of this entire feature, out of all these 1,000 features, it is not necessary that all the 1,000 features are required, you know. And if you have that many number of features, there is also a term which is called as curse of dimensionality, right? And this usually happen when you have many features. It is also a curse. So we should take those features that are very important. And in feature selection, what all steps we do? Let me write it down over here. In feature selection, what all steps we actually do? In feature selection, we perform various steps, right? If you remember, right? You have correlation, right? You have one step is basically correlation. And if I talk about more, you also have k neighbors. You can use k neighbors for the feature selection purpose. You have chi-square, right? You have chi-square. You have genetic algorithms for doing this, right? Genetic algorithms for doing this. You have something called as feature importance, right? These all techniques are there. Feature importance internally uses extra tree classifier. Here specifically you use something called as extra tree classifier, right? All these steps, and I've uploaded videos on this also, right? So all these steps is basically used for selecting the best features, right? Selecting the best features. Okay, now see, this is the most important step. And again, if you are having any confusion with respect to anything, what I'll do is that just open the YouTube channel, okay, go to this two playlist. One is Krish EDA, okay, so here is your exploratory data analysis playlist. You can go and have a look onto this. Here in the same steps I have explained everything. If you go and check out this entire playlist, right, in the same step, EDA, then feature engineering, then feature selection, in the same step I have actually explained everything. And here I have also explained the automated EDA part, okay. So it will be very much easy. This is the one playlist, and the other playlist is basically about the feature engineering. So this too is must, trust me, because 30% of the time. And here all the other different types of feature engineering. How do we handle category features? How do we handle missing values? See, 4 days on handling missing values only is being explained, you know. How to handle category features, everything is being explained. What is standardization, transformation, everything is explained in this. Handling missing data and even outliers, all these things has been explained, right? So my suggestion would be that go ahead, have a look onto this. And yes, if you like this particular video, please do make sure that you subscribe the channel, press the bell notification icon. But understand, feature engineering is a very important step altogether. I'll see you all in the next video. Have a great day. Thank you and all. Bye bye.